Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jiri, back here, hand up. You're obviously exactly a month out from the fight right now. Is it tricky for you to have to break camp and travel over here and do this stuff when you're obviously trying to train hard?
Not for me. Not for me. I was good in that. The dates was the December. That was on my plan, so everything fits on me, and yeah. What you asking? What?
No, I was just saying you're a month out from the fight and
Bangtel.
Yeah, to break camp.
Man,
travel here.
I traveled in my past to many camps. Bangtel is one of the great camp which I did, where I was like, but I was there, especially there in Bangtel before, because it was close to the Singapore, where was the fight. Yeah. Now is the Las Vegas, close to Las Vegas. So I will stay there in UP and in Extreme Culture Gym.
So are you going there to Las Vegas now and spending the next month?
From tomorrow morning, I'm going to Las Vegas to finish the preparation.
Okay, nice. And what's life been like the past few months? Does it feel any different being able to walk around with that belt and be a champion, or since you were so unhappy with the performance, do you feel like you need to get past this one to really feel that way?
Like you said, the second thing. I feel like I'm the champion because I felt like a champion all the time in my career, but I just had to prove that here in UFC, I proved that, but I was not so satisfied with my performance. But it's not just for that, because it's this fight makes sense. Glover, he showed he's a very good fighter, and I know I can show much better performance. That's all.
And we know that you say you weren't happy with the first fight. You can show better. What is going to satisfy you? Like, what do you have to do in this fight to walk away feeling proud and happy about your performance?
Everybody watched that fight, and everybody know I'm much better in a stand-up, and I know I'm much better in jiu-jitsu and wrestling than I showed. I just showed 20% of my skills, and doesn't matter. It's for me. It's a new fight, new challenge, new opportunity to show my best.
And do you look at the co-main event on this card between Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz as the title eliminator for who gets the next shot?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think one of these guys will be the next challenger.
And just last thing from me, what about Israel Adesanya? You know, he's talked about wanting to move back up at 205, but he also says because you guys share management, he doesn't really want to fight you. Maybe he would just fight some other contenders. Is that a fight that interests you down the line, or do you feel the same way because of the management situation?
The fight with Izzy?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not interested in this fight because, like you said, we sharing the management and the people around. So I respect him.
Jiri, over here. A report came out that you're the most tested athlete on the UFC roster by USADA, I think over 50 times since the beginning of the year. How true is that, and how often are they coming around to you?
Daily. They coming daily, and sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's. Sometimes I'm tired from that. I'm waking up at 5 morning and I'm thinking they will come today. but if is the price to be the champion, I will pay that.
Have they told you why you specifically they're testing so much? Because it's you, and then there's a big gap between you and the second most.
We spoke about that. My managers talk with USADAs and all of them about to why, and it's just their law. It's their law. They can do that, so they test me. For me, I'm good with that. Doesn't matter.
Have you gotten the jacket? The USADA gives out the jackets when you get 50.
I'm looking forward for that.
Finally, I'm sure you're siding with Israel, but any thoughts on his fight with Alex Pereira on Saturday?
Man, I thought about that, and it's a fight of two different worlds. Yeah, like two different styles, two different people. Absolutely, and I'm very like this matchup. And like I'm everything saying, let the better win. Let the better win. If okay, I know I'm sharing the management with Izzy, but I'm looking forward for this fight. I will be not there. I will be in Vegas to finish my preparation, because that's the most important thing for me. And but I'm looking forward for this fight. I just want to see if the Izzy, if he made a step up to prove that he's better than his life opponent, or another thing. Doesn't matter. I'm very curious for that fight.
Yuri, over here, over to your right. You just said a little while ago that Glover is the right opponent.
Yep.
When this fight was presented to you, is that the guy you wanted? Because there's an argument made for Jan Blachowicz or Magomed Ankalaev instead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I wanted to fight directly Jan Blachowicz, but after some time, it makes sense more to fight again Glover, and it is here. I'm not about to thinking about the matchups, but just give me the guy, give me somebody who you think is the next challenger for the champion. And right now I'm the champion, and I will be.
And you had this unbelievable battle against Glover Teixeira. You weren't happy with it. What did you learn from that fight that it's going to make it, a better performance the second time?
First, to work on my wrestling and jiu-jitsu more, because there was a lot of luck on my side in that fight, and I don't wanna count with the luck in the fight, but I wanna count with about my skills. So I just work on my wrestling, jiu-jitsu, but still on the stand-up, because that's what I like.
What are your coaches saying? Because a lot of people think you're being hard on yourself. I mean, you submitted a legendary fighter on the ground. I mean, a lot of people think it was a great performance. Like, what are your coaches saying about it?
What do you think? What do you think, especially?
I'm saying what?
What do you think, especially like for what they said, for what?
Like, are they saying like you think it was a poor performance? Does your coaches think it was a poor performance by you?
My coaches, in that time in Singapore, I showed my best. But I know, and they know, I can show more. I can show, but I was not in right attitude before the fight, and in the fight it was like, for me, most important night in my fighting career, and I showed, or I was in a worst attitude, in a worst feeling of myself in that fight. Maybe it's maybe it had to be like that, but I think I can show much better performance.
And my last question, and obviously you want to focus on Glover, but the co-main event is probably the number one contender matchup between Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev. Who do you think wins that matchup?
For me, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who will win. Let the better win. Doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Hi, Jiri. Over here to your left. How was your visit to Poland, and what was it like hanging out with Joanna Jędrzejczyk over there?
That was just work for our partnership with XTB, and yeah, it was great. It was great, nice. But I was just there for a few hours.
And last question, if you could meet anybody from history and talk about philosophy with them, who would it be and why?
Everybody know. I like to talk about the book of the Five Rings from the samurai Miyamoto Musashi. So I think that one.
Awesome, thank you.
Jiri, just down here. You mentioned just a minute ago that you said you had the worst attitude going into that fight in Singapore. Why was that?
That's my personal stuff.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a lot of things what was not so good in my life, and I had to change a lot of things. That's why I cut the hair. That's why I had to start in a new rhythm, and in like to start a new wave.
And you posted on your Instagram, I think it was back in September, when you spent 3 days in a dark room. Can you elaborate on that experience and how perhaps that has helped you be in a better mental space?
This experience, I spent the time in like that. I think fourth time. So it's not new for me, but every time you are trying to push yourself to explore new places in yourself, to take a power from deepest sides of you. So that was the same.
Do you think that gives you perhaps a new outlook on how you approach the rematch?
Yeah.
And can you elaborate on maybe how you are feeling mentally going into the rematch and the differences that you're feeling?
Fresh, sharp, prepared, and happy. Like I said, I want to show the best performance, and I know what to do right now. I just want to do that. I don't want to talk about that.
How do you think, that new mentality will help you in the rematch in terms of your performance?
I hope and I believe I will show that. You will see that.
Thank you.
One last question. Right there, sir.
Hey, how are you? Was there ever any talk about making this fight in Rio? And if there was, did you say no to that?
Yes.
Yes, there was a talk, and yes, you said no.
Yes, we talked, and yes, I said no in Rio.
And how do you see the rematch going with Glover?
how I say.
How do you see the rematch going? Like you say you could do much better.
Like I said, I just want to show my best. That's all.
That's right. Thank you.